Welcome back to another episode. Because my original audio, even for this episode, also somehow disappeared. And then I thought I had like 30 minutes of like gameplay, and it turns out I only have like, I don't know, about 10. So, gonna be a much shorter episode. We're gonna hop into our first race here very soon with Roscoe Blake, who is one of our fillies, if I'm not mistaken. She'll be up, I believe, in a race that's a field of 6. Going 5 furlongs, maidens, 2-year-olds on the dirt for the C4 classification. So she's probably not going to have great odds coming into the race. I don't think so. I think she'll be going off initially at the morning line odds of 15-2. And we'll see how she does once we go trackside. So I'm trying something different. I'm actually going to record over this race and see how this goes. And I don't know if I will make this a newer method of recording. But anyways, we are off and running in this 6 furlong sprint with Roscoe Blake. And I think it was 6, or was it 5 furlongs? I forgot that quick. I wasn't even paying attention in the upper right-hand corner. I was trying to make sure everything was good. So Roscoe Blake, as you can see by my mouse pointer moving in the screen, that is us right there. Yellow sleeves, green cap, green silks. And we'll see what Roscoe Blake does. 2 furlongs to go. Down the stretch we come. And Roscoe Blake is going backwards. Yeah, totally going backwards. And doesn't look like she has much fight in her today. And she went from looking like she'd be promising maybe in the points. Maybe she still has a chance. Furlong left to go. Other horses are starting to tire, but she's tiring more. And she's starting to also kind of pull to the outside. So lots of room for work and improvement with Roscoe Blake. She's probably still a bit green. I think she is the younger, obviously, of the of our horses since she is 2 years old. Not ideally the type of performance you wanted to have, but nonetheless, she finishes in last place. Again, we have a lot of work to do with her, but at least she wasn't completely out of the race. She just started to drop back once we hit the stretch, which tells me she doesn't have that endurance to handle that last furlong and a half. So, oh well, it happens. And we are back here with another race today, this time with our 3-year-old filly, Titania. And Titania comes into this race with a morning line odds of 40-1, which means she pretty much has no chance today in a field of 12. 3-year-old maidens running 5 furlongs. I believe that was the distance of the last race as well in this open C4 classification maiden race. And yeah, it's not going to be good. I'm sure of it. I can't remember exactly how this race actually plays out. So I guess it kind of works that I'm rewatching this as you guys are for the first time, because this episode was recorded well over a week ago. I'm just now getting around to editing it. So we'll see how Titania does. Again, she's kind of like Roscoe Blake, where I think she's still pretty green, even as a 3-year-old. Like, there's still a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for growth in regards to what they can do on track. And I think most importantly, at least from what I'm learning in this game, and I could be entirely wrong, but most of the races I've lost with some of my horses, they just don't have the endurance to go the entirety of the race. They don't have the endurance to last a 5 furlong sprint, obviously, which requires a lot of, quick burst type of energy and speed. And we haven't really been running over a mile yet. I think most of our horses are between the 5 and 7 furlong range. I would like to find some serious long distance runners, but it's hard training for long distance if you don't already have horses in a pedigree capable of it. That takes like generations to get true, long distance endurance type of horses. Now, you're wondering why the screen looks the way it does. That's because Titania is completely in last. Now, she's not going to be in last, as you saw maybe in the left side of your screen. The gray horse was pulling up, and I think I commented that's something about this game I never noticed. Just the small attention to detail that horses may actually pull up if they're just kind of completely outclassed or whatever. I'm not sure how injuries work in this game. I feel like I've only actually received 1 injury. There's Titania going across the screen right there. And again, there was another gray horse that pulled up way, way, way back there. So again, not another good race, another bad showing, but it's just more of an indicator that our horses are green and they're not that good to begin with. So we don't have that much to work with, unfortunately. But that's how that race is going to end there for Titania. Not ideal, but we need to continue to improve and see what we can do with her over the long haul. And now we are finally to the last portion of this video, and it's going to go over the breeding data, which, to be honest with you, I was probably clicking and going through a lot of stuff on this screen, so I'm just going to summarize it to the best of my ability. Essentially, what I was trying to do is breed Roscoe Blake because I didn't think she was going to really be much of a racehorse. I ended up retiring her pretty much after like her third or fourth race, because I'm just like, it's no sense in trying to race her still. I don't think she has a high ceiling at all, and in fact, I just don't think she's meant to be a good racehorse. So I was able to retire her, and trying to find the proper stud was the next best thing, until I unfortunately figured out the stud facilities would cost $952,000. And if you can see by the top of the screen where it says HRG Ranch above the HRG Farms, because I'm a complete goofball and renamed or misnamed my ranch and my player, we only have $53,000, so we're completely broke. We have no money to afford the stud facility. So I was just trying to look and see what studs were out there eventually at some point, what I could do with Roscoe Blake, which doesn't appear to be much of anything. And I think what I actually ended up doing was finding an international sire, and I tried to use him and Titania together, tried to see if that would work, and it didn't work. I think I had to try it two or three times, and after the third time, I think is when the episode actually ended, so I'll have to wait till we come back to playing this game. But I tried one of these sires. I can't remember which one. May have been Willow Dancer, may have been someone else, but I tried the stallion and it did not work. So obviously we have to, continue to retry, but it also will cost us money every attempt to retry. So yeah, a little bit out of the loop here on today's episode. Again, a lot going on. I'm still just getting back into this game. So there's going to be a lot of things that probably don't make sense to like the actual advanced or adept starters orders player. If you're expecting to see that type of gameplay here initially, you're not. I promise you, it's going to take me a while to get to the point where I genuinely feel like I'm confident and comfortable with what I'm doing in this game when it comes to the breeding. But that was really all I was trying to do here, find a stallion. I found him, but we're going to have to try several times because I don't think she conceived the first time. So that is pretty much going to conclude this episode of Starters Orders. Like I said, a short one, just giving you guys a basic summary. Hopefully everything will go well for the next episode, which I do already have recorded. I'll just have to edit that and hopefully get it out to you guys within the next 2 to 4 days. It's usually the time window I'm working on now, but I'm trying to also work on shorts in the meantime. That way you guys still have some content, even if it's not regular episodes. I'll make sure, to the best of my ability, on days where there aren't full episodes of Starters Orders or Gallop Racer, that you guys will maybe have a couple of shorts throughout that day. So that will do it. Appreciate you guys for love and support, and let me know your thoughts. Goodbye.
Welcome to Horse Racing Gamer, where champions are made.